Hi, my name is Jack Wilcox, and today we're going to be taking a look at how to install the Google Drive File Stream application on Windows for use with District 155 accounts. So the Google Drive File Stream application is a tool that is installed on all computers within District 155, both Windows and Mac based, and you've most likely worked with it if you've worked with any Adobe application before. For example, that's where you're going to be saving all your Photoshop documents and other things like that. But Drive File Stream is a tool that allows us to view our entire Google Drive library as a local folder, or what appears to be a local folder on our computer, either Windows or Mac based, much like the Files app in Chrome OS. So this is a really neat tool because sometimes you can't even tell that you're using you're interacting with online files. It would seem as if you're just interacting with another folder on your computer system. So what's it actually going to look like? So we're going to get essentially a virtual hard drive within our computer that we can access. We can pin items to it. We can copy and paste from our local drive to our Google Drive seamlessly, and we won't actually be able to tell most of the times that we are using something online. So in order for this to work, you need to have an internet connection, obviously, for those files to work and interact with them and for them to load properly. But if you're using a desktop PC at your house, it's most likely going to always be connected. And if you're on a laptop, again, you're probably going to be on a Wi-Fi, and it's going to automatically be syncing that stuff. So what we're actually going to see is if we go to this PC in our File Explorer on Windows, we're actually going to see where it says Devices and Drivers. We're actually going to see another virtual hard drive that says Google Drive once we install it. We have not installed it yet. But what this is going to allow us to do is interact with all those files on Google Drive as if it was an external hard drive that I just simply plug into my computer. So I can copy things from this hard drive to this hard drive, and so on and so on. So the actual process to install this is pretty straightforward. Google doesn't document it very well, and I think they don't really want you to use this tool very often, and I'm not sure why. I think this tool is fantastic, and I use it all the time. I think it's really useful, especially when you're working with multiple computers and you have a Google account with unlimited storage. It kind of gives you a fail-safe for if your computer were to get lost or stolen or your hard drive was to die, you would be able to access these files from essentially anywhere. And then if I upload let's say I save a video, I export a video in Premiere Pro on my Google Drive folder, it looks like it's local on this computer, but I can also access that file on my iPhone or any other device that has access to Google Drive. So to actually install the application, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up Google Chrome or any web browser of choice. If you're working within District 155, you're most likely going to be familiar with Google Chrome, so that's the tool that I'm going to be using today. And as you can see, I am not signed into any Google account. So if I go up to the top right here, you can see I'm not signed into Google account. This is eventually we're going to have to sign in, but we don't actually have to sign into this browser. We're going to sign into a different window. So in order to do and install this, we're just going to simply search for Download Drive File Stream and click Enter. And our first result should be Install Drive for Desktop. We simply click Install, and then it's going to bring us to a Google Workspace help page. So like I said, how they don't document it too well, it's simply just this weird hyperlink in this help guide. So we're going to scroll down, and we're going to see install and open Drive for Desktop. Obviously, this is a Windows-based computer, and you'll know if it's a Windows-based computer because it will have the Windows logo down in the bottom, and it's not going to be on a MacBook or anything. So where it says Download Drive for Desktop, we're going to click this. And as you can see in the top right, we're going to see an option, and we're going to see our file start to download, which is called Google Drive Setup.exe. I'm going to go ahead and wait for this to download, and once it's downloaded, we can resume. Okay, so now that the application is downloaded, it's going to be up here in the top right. If we click here, we're going to see recent download history. Or if you don't see that for some reason, but you're certain it downloaded, just go to your File Explorer and then click Downloads. Click Downloads in the left hand, and as you can see, we have a Google Drive setup option. We're going to double click this. We're going to go ahead and wait for it to load, and we're going to do what's called the UAC prompt. Now, for some reason, my screen capture software is not recording it, but it should say, do you want this app to allow changes on your device? You're going to click yes. If you click no, the application will not install, and it will just be exited. So now we're going to get this option right here that says install Google Drive. I like to always add an application shortcut to my desktop. I just think that makes it easier. I can also remember that I have it installed from a glance if I look at my desktop. And then obviously I want to add a desktop shortcuts to Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides. You don't have to do this if you don't want, but I like to do it. I think it's best practice. It essentially just opens up a hyperlink to Google Docs or Google Sheets or Slides or whatever. And now all we do is simply click install. This could take a couple minutes depending on your computer, and I'll be back after it installs. Okay, so now the application finished installing. That actually finished really quick. It finished within about 5 seconds after I actually stopped the video. But what this is right here is this is the prompt we're going to get after we've installed the application. We have two options here. We have launch or close. If you click close, that's okay. We can reopen it from the start menu. But ideally, you're going to want to go ahead and click launch. It's going to go ahead and launch Google Drive. And it's going to go ahead and start and get all those services started. So we're gonna get opened up to a screen right here that says welcome to Google Drive, and this is where we're going to end up signing into our account. But actually up here you can also see on Chrome application launcher for Drive by Google added. So this is okay. We want to make sure that we enable the extension first though. So we're going to go ahead and click enable right here. If you don't see that, don't worry about it, but if you do see it, you're definitely going to want to click enable. That's going to allow the Chrome browser to talk with the client that's installed on your computer. So now this is the screen we're going to be at. We're going to just click get started, and then we are going to sign in with our District 155 account. We are not going to create one. You can also use this tool for personal Gmail accounts. This didn't used to be. It used to only be available to Google Plus customers, as far as I was aware, but they recently changed it to where now anybody with a Google account can use it, which is nice, and you can actually have multiple accounts on it. So if you already had the Google Drive application installed, you can just simply add your District 155 account, or if you have a District 155 account, you can simply add a personal account. So here we're going to go ahead and click sign in, and then it's going to go ahead and open up a screen. And if you're signed into Google, you are going to already have this option of your account. If not, you can go ahead and click use another account and sign in with your D155 account. Since I'm already signed into the browser, I'm just going to click this one. It might have me type in my password, not sure. Okay, it did not, but now it's going to say make sure the app you downloaded, make sure that you downloaded this app from Google. This is just a security thing. Just click continue. If you downloaded it from that site that we just found it from right here, it is definitely more than safe, so we can go ahead and click sign in. It's going to say success, you've signed into Google Drive. So if we go back to the Drive application, which is down here, it's going to actually close. For some reason, I'm not too sure why that closed. Okay, so what it's doing is it's just downloading something and it's going to reopen itself. So it's going to say setting up Drive. So this is what it says. Welcome, your Drive files are just a click away. Open File Explorer to see Drive. So this means that it's working and it's connected successfully. We're just going to go ahead and click next. And then we can make sure we can actually set files to be downloaded locally to our machine so we can access them offline. So hypothetically, if we go to a location without a internet connection or somewhere where we don't have a good internet connection, we can go ahead and simply just access those files without being connected to the internet. So we're going to go ahead and click open Drive. I'm going to go actually grab a computer charger because it's about to die. Okay, I grabbed the charger and the computer is charging, so that's good. It's not going to die while I'm making this video. And that's all we got to do is we just simply click open Drive. Because this is a enterprise account and a District 155 account, these two options right here, sync with Google Drive and back up to Google Photos, these are not going to be options. They have disabled that. So we're simply just going to be able to view the files and have them offline if we want. So now we just simply click open Drive. And this is going to be the management window. Again, you're going to know if you're signed into a District 155 account by up here where your username is, you are going to see D155. And when you want to add a personal account, or if you do, you just click up here and then click add account. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And then this is just going to be a tool. You're not going to use it very often. Most likely you're actually just going to use it when you first set it up, and if there's a problem, it's not connecting properly or something, you're just going to simply open up this tool. Sync activity, this is going to tell you if I copy a file to Google Drive, all of the queues So let's say I copy a 1 GB file from my local drive to my Google Drive. It's going to show right here uh, the process and show the estimated time required to upload that to Google Drive and sync it to your devices. Notifications, this is just going to be if somebody shared a file to you, if something didn't sync properly, if, it's just going to tell you about things that might be happening. So to open up the drive from our File Explorer, we can always click this option right here, and that's going to open up just a File Explorer window and point us directly to here. But if we don't have this, I'm just going to go ahead and close out all of my windows right here. If I don't have it, I'm just going to go ahead and click File Explorer right here. And then, like I said earlier, if I go to this PC, we're actually going to see it as another hard drive. So it's going to be it's going to say Google Drive G, and that's just essentially the drive letter that has been assigned, like how your main hard drive is going to be drive C. This is going to be drive G. So if you're trying to save something, you can save it to drive G instead of drive C, which is going to be your local hard drive. So to simply access my Google Drive folders, I can just double click right here, and then it's going to be just like if I'm using the client online. I have my drive and shared drives. I double click my drive, and as you can see, this is my District 155 Google Drive account, but it's actually as if it was just another local folder on my computer, which is really cool, and I really like to use it because I forget sometimes that I'm using Google Drive, and I get the benefit of making it look like it's a local folder, and I also get the benefit that it's backed up and synced to all my other devices, and it's synced to the cloud, so I can access it on a Chromebook, a MacBook, anything I want to. And just to show you, if I go ahead and try and open up a file like this untitled document right here, I just can double click it, and it's going to go ahead and take me to a web browser, and it's going to sign me in. So as you can see, this is just what just the document that I opened. It's something about Roanoke Island. Not too sure what that's about. But within this tool, it's pretty straightforward. I want to navigate to this. I just double click here, and then it's going to load. It might say working on it a couple times, so when you first use it, because it's trying to sync and download all those files locally, like we said. But as you can see, it's downloading all these files. I can double click. And one more thing that I really like about this tool is I can actually share this with other people. I can share like a folder, much like I would on the online version of Drive. I can actually share this folder with other people straight from File Explorer. So I'm going to go ahead and right click here. And as you can see, I have a couple more options than I typically would. If I didn't, I wouldn't have any of these Google things. But I can actually, so let's say I have this folder right here. This is a folder that I took pictures of for girls swimming for Media Club. I'm going to go to my drive, and it's saved just in my drive. I want to share this with my personal Gmail account, for example. I just simply right click here, and then I can click Share with Google Drive, and it's going to open up this nice little window of this folder right here, and I can type in my name now. So I'm just going to type in my personal Gmail account, which is right here. I just click here. Editor, I can do the exact same thing, but I can do it straight from File Explorer. So I click Send. I'm going to share because it's outside of the organization, but I'm going to click Send, and then it closes out that window. I just got the email on my iPhone that it shared the folder with me. It's just really nice to see that the tool actually works very well with it, and it works really good with File Explorer. And you're also going to see this little icon right here. It has a little person, which means that it's being shared. So this is, again, just a basic overview of how to install the Google Drive FileStream app and how to use it. And this is a really great tool, but if you have any questions, please email me at jackwilcox08@outlook.com, and I hope this helped.